Hello, people of the earth. There seems to be some consternation, to say the least, about the economy, where it is now and where it's headed, and I'd like to throw my 2 cents into the mix. Everything that is alleged to be wrong with the economy is the people's fault. What the economy likes is stability. A few years ago, the price of housing started climbing and climbing, even doubling over 10 years' time. That is not stability. When all of a sudden the price of houses started to level off due to earthquakes, fires, floods, and hurricanes in diverse places, my brothers and sisters, can I get a witness? And all the poor saps, well, not all of them, about 3-4% of them decided they had bought at an inflated price, and even at a subprime rate of interest. Nevertheless, they thought that they figured they were paying more for their house than it was worth, even based upon a 30-year mortgage, when the price of the house, the value, is bound to go up. They defaulted on their loan. And at this time, foreclosures stand at about 6% of all subprime lending. It was about half that until the president stepped in and said that the government would help bail out these subprime mortgage holding people. Once the government agreed to do that, it in essence said that it was going to subsidize foreclosing on houses. It was going to pay you to stop paying for your house. So, of course, then the foreclosures doubled. Because anytime the government agrees to subsidize something, it's going to get way more of that stuff than it ever really wanted to get. So, plenty of these people were paying their mortgages. You know, they were getting by. They were making ends meet somehow, some way. Love will find a way. And it's always been that way from yesterday until today, and it always will be. Nevertheless, they heard the president say that the government would bail out foreclosure, and they decided, you know, this is much too difficult paying for this overpriced house. We're paying based on X amount of dollars, and now Johnny Shit-for-Brains next door's house just got appraised at X minus $1, and we got a house just like him, so why don't we just quit paying this mortgage and go into default and walk away and have the government pay for it? What a great idea. So this created some of the perceived instability that we're getting these days. See, by volunteering to help, the government made the problem twice as bad as it really was to begin with. Stories that we've all seen on the news and read in the paper about people who are foreclosing. They make the story sound a lot worse than it is, and it grabs you by the heartstrings and all that. But that is just the media helping the Democrats, as they always do, to make everybody panic out here in YouTube land, because it increases the chance that the Democrats will win the White House in November of 2008. If it was a worst year in history, they'd be telling you, oh, this is the worst ever, the highest percent ever, but it's not, see? In fact, I would bet that the worst time was 30 years ago when the Carter was president, when the price of houses was like 20% interest. Somebody is always going to lose their house. It doesn't matter how much the government tries to make life painless and easy for everybody. It's impossible to do, and the government usually just makes things worse. Look around you. How many people do you know that are losing their homes? That are losing their houses? I bet you don't know anybody. If you do know somebody, I bet somehow or other it's their fault. Some people out there might be going through some unforeseen, hugely tragic personal hardship. But you know what? I would guess that even some of those are their own fault. And that's just life, people. That's just life.